When one door closes, another opens. But we often look so regretfully upon the closed door that we fail to see the one that is open for us. That wise observation from Alexander Graham Bell gets to the heart of what I wanted to discuss today: the transformative power of embracing each new day as an opportunity for fresh starts and new beginnings. Too often in life, we get bogged down by past disappointments, failures, and mistakes. We stew in guilt, regret, and self-criticism over what we should have done differently, or we project our anxieties into the future, playing out worst-case scenarios in our minds of all the ways things could go wrong. But by living that way, by camping out in the past or catastrophizing about what hasn't happened yet, we completely miss the profound gift of the present moment. We fail to seize the miracle of new beginnings that arrives for us every single morning when our eyes open to greet a new day. That present moment, that clean slate of a new day, is where all the magic happens. It's the blank canvas upon which you get to create the masterpiece of your life, free from the baggage of yesterday's shortcomings or self-limiting beliefs. Let me tell you a story that really drives this point home for me. I share a personal story about hitting rock bottom, but then using the mindset of a new day, a new start to turn things around. That experience was my wake-up call. I realized that while I couldn't control everything that happened in life, I could control how I responded. I could choose to stay paralyzed by what happened yesterday, or I could hit the reset button and embrace the fresh start in front of me. From that point on, I made a habit of intentionally editing my mindset each morning as I woke up. Rather than allowing any negativity, self-doubt, or disempowering emotions to linger, I would breathe new life into my spirit. I'd start my day with affirmations prayer, meditation, visualization exercises. Whatever practices would imbue me with a sense of positive expectancy and childlike enthusiasm for the day ahead. Like a wizard casting a spell, this routine would reprogram my mind to operate from a place of unshakable belief in my power to turn each new day into an extraordinary experience. With that proactive morning ritual under my belt, no to-do list felt too daunting, no obstacle too difficult to find a way through or around. Because deep in my core, I carried the mentality that today is a brand new opportunity to make things happen. I was no longer hostage to my past blunders or misfortunes. I had released myself from that emotional and psychological prison by exercising the willpower to edit my mindset each morning with laser-focused intention. Friends, when you start living with that paradigm shift, when you truly adopt the unwavering belief that each new day is a blank canvas upon which to create the life you want, everything changes. The word impossible gets stricken from your vocabulary. Giving up or throwing in the towel becomes unfathomable, because in an infinite universe of new beginnings, there is always a fresh path to pursue, a new angle to attack your ambitions and goals from. Think about how incredibly liberating it is to live that way, to know that no setback has the power to permanently derail you when you possess the supernatural ability to reboot your mindset on a daily basis. You become like a mental bodybuilder, exercising the discipline of intentionally flexing your perspective to focus on possibilities rather than perceived limitations. And just like building physical muscle through resistance training, the more you work out that mental fortitude, the stronger and more resilient you become as a person. Let's be real for a second, though. This mindset isn't necessarily easy to adopt at first. We're creatures of habit, and our default habits tend to gravitate towards negativity, resignation, living in the past, or catastrophizing about the future. Our brains are wired for survival, which means we have to be intentional about retraining them. But I'm here to tell you, with diligent daily practice, you can absolutely override any disempowering patterns and cultivate a new day attitude as your new normal mode of being. It takes an honest commitment to starting each morning with intention, Whether that's through meditation, prayer, affirmations, visualization, reading uplifting literature, watching motivational videos, or whatever mindset routines work for you. Personally, here's my approach in those first sacred moments. After waking up, I'd describe your daily morning routine for priming your mindset and attitude for a new day, fresh start mentality. See, a few simple minutes invested in purposefully guiding my thoughts in an uplifting direction makes all the difference. Rather than allowing myself to be at the mercy of whatever lingering negativity remains from the previous day, I take control. I take the proverbial steering wheel of my mind and navigate it intentionally towards positivity, expectation, and enthusiasm for the unlimited potential of a new cycle. With that foundation, I can then boldly walk into the day armed with energy and conviction rather than timidity or hesitation. I'm able to seize new opportunities for growth, achievement, and forging an extraordinary life for myself and others. It's like being given a fundamentally new lease on life every 24 hours. A whole new reset to aim higher, push harder, and chase loftier dreams than perhaps I could even fathom the day before. Now, please don't misunderstand me. This isn't about feigned toxic positivity or sticking your head in the sand to avoid addressing real problems. Difficulties and adversity are inevitable parts of life that can't be ignored. No, this mindset is about intentionally responding to those difficulties in an empowered way. Rather than succumbing to pity parties, excuses, fear, or inertia, you're able to alchemize adversity into fuel for your growth and hunger to pursue your highest vision. Because if there's one thing I've learned through a lifetime of ups and downs, it's that nothing is permanent. Just like the sun rises anew, each morning after the dark night passes, your circumstances can be absolutely transformed when you seize the chance to author a fresh start. With diligent practice of this mental discipline, you start seeing problems and setbacks not as dead ends, but as detours that were meant to reroute you onto an even more powerful trajectory aligned with your greatest potential. That is the magic of learning to treat each day as a world of infinite new possibilities. Your problems may not instantly disappear, but your approach to overcoming them fundamentally shifts. You stop investing energy into criticism, blame, or punishing yourself over past suboptimal decisions. You let go of those anchors keeping you tethered to anything less than your highest aspirations. Instead, with a revitalized spirit, you attack each new day with the voracious hunger of a tiger pursuing its prey. You boldly step into new growth opportunities and swing for the fences unencumbered by any baggage that could hold you back. When you harness the morning mindset routines and psychological tools to genuinely see each sunrise as a fresh rebirth of your power and possibility as a human being, that is when the floodgates of abundance start opening for you. Synchronistic opportunities seem to materialize all around. You start attracting the kinds of relationships, resources, and open doors that were perpetually eluding you when you were stuck in the rut of the past or mired in the quicksand of anxiety about the future. But now, firmly rooted in the fertile soil of the present moment's potential, everything flourishes. Your goals don't just become feasible, they start feeling inevitable when you relentlessly tend to the mental garden of your reality day after day. Once you prove this profound truth to yourself experientially, once you see with your own eyes how quickly you can manifest different results with a daily reset mentality, an absolutely unshakable belief cements inside you. The self-doubt, the disempowering assumptions, the limiting boxes you'd allowed yourself to be put inside, they all crumble away. Left standing is a towering pillar of confidence, audacious ambition, and the ironclad conviction that you can achieve anything you commit to. And what's absolutely extraordinary is that at the same time you're reaching unprecedented new heights, you simultaneously cultivate more humility, more wisdom, more appreciation for the journey, because you've seen firsthand how quickly one's fortunes can shift with a single determined decision to view the world through a lens of possibility rather than dead end. Embrace that truth, commit to being a lifelong student of seizing new beginnings, and I promise you, just a year from now, you'll look back in awe at how dramatically different your life has become. The impossible goals that once seemed so out of reach, you'll have crushed them like anthills underfoot. The toxic relationships and energy vampires who were wearing you down, they'll be loosed from your life like shackles unbound. And in their place, you'll be surrounded by a new elevated crew of people and opportunities that were once in a completely different atmosphere and stratosphere from where you were living. All because you took the unwavering stance to keep showing up for the present moment, day after day after day, to wake up with intention, expectation, laser focus, and an enthusiastic embrace of the blank canvas ahead. You decided to be the author of your mindset rather than allowing it to be dictated for you. And through that disciplined mental conditioning, you forged the attitudinal assets and psychological hardiness to stride into the world each morning as the visionary hero or heroine of your own unfolding epic. That reality, my friends, is available to each and every one of you. I guarantee it with the same confidence that I know the sun will rise in the morning sky. Because at the end of the day, we are the architects of our mindset, perceptions, and resultant actions. So let me leave you with a simple daily practice to lock in this paradigm shift. Each morning when you wake up, pause before jumping into your day. Take 10 slow, deep, restorative breaths to create a space of serene clarity and centered presence. Then look around at your surroundings, the bed, furniture, the room itself. With each inhale, repeat to yourself silently, all things are becoming new. Let your lungs inflate with the expansive, expectant energy of fresh possibility. With each exhale, anchor the intention of being the author of your reality, declaring boldly yet peacefully, "This is my new day to craft as I choose." Repeat this breathing ritual for a few minutes while visualizing yourself as the orchestrator of the day. Flood your mind with the beliefs, emotions, and thoughts you want to animate into physical manifestation. Confidence, purpose, audacious ambition, and the relentless pursuit of growth and achievement. Then, when you're ready, rise up and boldly step forward to greet your new day, your new creation, the next evolutionary chapter of your heroic life journey. Allow everything you think, say, and do to be filtered through the empowering lens of this new day's limitless potential. Move fluidly and decisively with the knowledge that this 24-hour cycle is yours to author as you choose. What happened yesterday is released, because a brand new beginning filled with fresh opportunity lies. Commit to that morning ritual, my friends. Treat each new day like it's the first day of the rest of your life. Pour intentional thought, care, and strategic decision-making into orchestrating your existence, and you'll be unstoppable in manifesting the life you've dreamed of, but perhaps never fully believed you could create. You'll be elevated into a completely different stratosphere of human experience and potential. Because I'm here to remind you of the eternal truth that no setback or adversity can outmuscle your resolve to embrace a new beginning. Each morning is a chance to rewrite any boxes or limitations that others or your own inner critic have tried to impose upon you. So create your vision, expect success, never quit, and march into each fresh start with the unshakable confidence, passion, and relentless growth mindset of someone who knows their highest calling is to keep outdoing themselves. Do that, and I promise you'll soon be arriving at a destination beyond even your wildest dreams. A place of staggering achievement, joie de vivre, deep fulfillment, and a fully self-actualized life lived as a stunning portrait of your values and authentic identity. All accessible simply through the daily discipline of embracing each sunrise as the first sunrise of the rest of your existence. So seize those sacred morning moments, edit the script your mind has been following, and craft a compelling new narrative in alignment with your loftiest ambitions. Because when you get in the habit of treating each new day as a rebirth of possibility, let me assure you, your greatest life will be born, and it will exceed anything you currently believe to be achievable. Trust that truth, commit to being the intentional architect of your morning mindset rituals. And I'll see you at the summit of the future so extraordinary. It'll feel surreal compared to where you're starting from here today. But that is the promised land that awaits for those bold enough to radically reimagine their limits and audaciously greet each new cycle with the heart of a lion pursuing its dreams. So suit up, embrace the new dawn that arrives soon, and prepare to start living life by your own rules and vision. One self-determined step after another, one fresh start at a time. That is your birthright and heroic calling. The only question is, will you answer it starting tomorrow? One of the most powerful aspects of treating each day as a fresh start is the compounding effect it creates over time. When you commit to intentionally shaping your mindset in an empowering way every single morning, you're essentially planting a new seed that will blossom into future growth. At first, the changes may seem small and relatively insignificant. Perhaps you notice a slight uptick in your positivity and motivation levels. Maybe you find yourself naturally gravitating towards behaviors more aligned with your goal. But those are just the first tender buds peeking through the soil. With steadfast consistency and discipline, watering those seeds daily through your morning mindset routines, something profound starts happening. The buds become saplings, which transform into strong roots that anchor you in an unshakable psychology of expectation, resilience, and belief in your unlimited potential. With each passing week and month, the compounding growth accelerates at an exponential rate. This phenomenon is why we so often look back after a year and feel astonished at the dramatic ways our lives have transformed. What seemed like modest incremental shifts ultimately snowballed into seismic positive changes across every area of existence. That's the power of making an unbreakable commitment to hitting the reset button each morning. You put the forces of incremental growth and positive momentum squarely on your side through these small but persistent actions of your daily practice. With this mindset, giving up or accepting anything less than your highest vision becomes utterly unfathomable, because every single day you're planting new seeds of belief, confidence, and empowered thinking that will inevitably blossom into your long-term success. It's like being an ultimate mulligan in life. The ability to flush away any negativity, mistakes, or perceived limitations holding you back and restart fresh on your own terms. How empowering is that? The profound simplicity, for all the complexity and challenges we face in modern life, the actual solution to overcoming adversity and obstacles is almost paradoxically simple. Have the discipline to start each day with intention. That's it. The entire paradigm shift to unleashing your grandest ambitions and goals comes down to making a habit of those first 5-10 minutes each morning. Using whatever routines, rituals, or practices work best for you. Recalibrate and prime your mindset for an unshakable expectation of positivity, growth, and possibility before your feet even hit the floor. Flood your mind with affirmations. Envelop yourself in peaceful silence. Visualize your biggest goals with vivid clarity. Read uplifting literature or watch motivating videos. Do whatever resonates with your soul and fills you with unshakable hunger to craft an extraordinary day. It doesn't have to be complex or drawn out. The key is simply having the discipline to be proactive and intentional about guiding your thoughts in an uplifting direction before the external world crashes in with its inevitable barrage of demands, distractions, and challenges. Those first few minutes of serene empowerment and mental conditioning are like suiting up for battle. You're fortifying your mindset like an indomitable warrior readying for the inevitable tests ahead, but filled with unstoppable confidence because of the psychological armor and weaponry you've equipped yourself with. Then, from that centered place of conviction, you boldly stride forward into your day and make a million micro decisions and actions, all filtered through the lens of expectant positivity. This simple habit becomes your not-so-secret superpower. A seemingly small adjustment that pays enormous dividends both in the immediate present and compounding into your future. Over time, those compounded new day mindset deposited into your psychology create seemingly supernatural inner strength. You'll be able to remain poised and composed in the face of storms that might have previously derailed you, because you know deep in your core that you have the innate ability to regroup and rebound. No matter how rocky and chaotic things might get externally, you can always right the ship by returning to your anchoring morning ritual that reminds you of your power to approach each news cycle as an infinite realm of fresh possibilities. And best of all, this reset and reinvent approach becomes an upward spiral of ever-increasing positivity, productivity, and achievement. Your wins create more wins. Your successes breed more confidence to pursue even bigger goals. Eventually, you reach a tipping point where the gravity of your former limitations and disempowering beliefs is overpowered by the new elevated reality you've created through your daily practice. The sky is no longer the limit. You see yourself as an infinite being chasing their highest human potential, unencumbered by any boxes or restrictions. It all emanates from those first precious moments you commit to fueling your inner fire each day and claiming your birthright as the captain of your destiny. When you grasp the profound simplicity of this concept, you'll be astonished at how quickly and drastically you can reshape your outer world by diligently mastering your inner domain. The inconsistencies and frustrations of the past will become a distant memory as your visionary new normal. Modeling greatness, as the saying goes, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This motivational speech has been infused with stories and insights inspired by some of the greatest leaders, visionaries, and personal development masters who've fully grasped and embodied the power of fresh starts. Intentionally or not, those stories have served to model and install this peak mindset of renewal and intentionality inside you, to infect you with their unwavering belief that nothing can stop someone committed to greeting each new day as an infinite realm of potential. Throughout history, all the great achievers in any field have intuitively understood this paradigm. They woke up each morning renewing their conviction, stacking one new micro-commitment and disciplined action onto the next on their path to greatness. Names like Maya Angelou, Winston Churchill, Helen Keller, Oprah Winfrey, Nelson Mandela, Steve Jobs, Marie Curie, the Dalai Lama, and so many others come to mind as shining examples of people who exhibited this incredible mental fortitude and growth mindset. They didn't become extraordinary by accident. In the face of immense adversity, setbacks, failures, and naysayers telling them their dreams were impossible, they made the conscious choice each day to hit the reset button and keep charging forward. In that way, they essentially willed their most spectacular achievements into existence by pure force of disciplined optimism and expectancy. Every morning was a new chance to make progress, dust themselves off, and keep sculpting their lives as living monuments of their vision. While their methods varied, their commitment to making the most of each new day as a blank canvas did not. It was an unshakable core part of their psychological framework that fueled their ultimate successes. So they weren't just celebrated for what they achieved, but how they achieved it, by relentlessly operating from that paradigm of possibility and resilience in the face of setbacks that would have stopped most people in their tracks. We're drawn to them not only for their accomplishments, but because they cultivated and embodied that rarefied mentality we all aspire to on a visceral soul level. When we look at their lives, we see demonstrations of the ultimate human truth that anything is possible for those who wholeheartedly refuse to abandon their vision or let their self-belief erode. In studying and celebrating them and others like them, we soak in their contagious attitudes that infect us with certainty that we too possess that same boundless capacity for creating fresh starts and new beginnings every single day. It's almost like these inspirational icons become the ultimate personal development mentors, imprinting their philosophies about expectation, growth, and pushing limits into our own psyches merely by exposure to their stories and mindsets. So in that sense, every motivational speech or heroic tale modeling the power of new beginnings becomes an opportunity for you to absorb that empowering wisdom into your consciousness. By immersing yourself in these teachings, you're embracing your highest potential and training your mind to see endless possibility on the horizon of each new day, just as the greatest achievers did. No matter where you currently find yourself today, no dream, aspiration, or vision can be dismissed as impossible once you've metabolized this transformative mindset into the core of your identity, because you'll recognize the parallels to the inspirational icons you've learned from, how they once stood on similar ground of doubts, limiting beliefs, and immense hurdles, only to ultimately obliterate those boxes by showing up and embracing new beginnings one courageous day at a time. Their heroic examples provide unwavering proof that you too can author a legendary life story, one fresh start after another, as long as you stay doggedly committed to the mindset habits and limitless thinking they exemplify. That validation and motivational transference plants an unshakable seed inside you. The comforting confidence that you are next in line to blaze a brilliant new trail into unexplored frontiers of achievement, growth, and self-actualization. All you have to do is show up, devour the lessons and psychology of those who came before you, and embody that same indomitable spirit ready to sculpt a new creation with the arrival of each new sunrise. Conclusion? Every speech must eventually come to an end. Every motivational message reach its final crescendo. But that doesn't mean your journey of discovering and actualizing your limitless potential through a new day mindset has to stop here. If anything, this is just the beginning, the planting of empowering seeds that can now take root inside you and blossom into a radically new level of self-belief, hunger, and tangible results in your life. Like any paradigm shift, though, it will take dedication, consistency, and diligent daily practice to fully wire these ideas into your core psychology. You'll have to make that proactive choice each morning not to get swept up in old narratives of victimhood, fear, or perceived restrictions. Instead, you must become militant about protecting and nurturing the unshakable belief that each new day offers you a blank slate to author your most extraordinary life yet. If you accept that challenge with full enthusiasm and commitment, buckle up, because your world is about to be turned gloriously upside down in the best way possible. Over the coming weeks and months, you'll start noticing small but significant shifts in your motivation, decision-making, and the types of positive behaviors you find yourself gravitating towards. As those new empowered patterns of thinking and doing compound, you'll reach critical mass. The limits and psychological glass ceilings that once bound you will shatter away like dust in the wind. Distortions of the past and anxieties about the future will no longer hold sway, because your consciousness stays anchored in the euphoric present, where anything is achievable when you approach each day with enthusiasm and expectation. At some point it will click. You'll gain the profound realization that you truly do hold the keys to unlocking vastly higher levels of performance, purpose, and sheer human aliveness. No external force has power over you when you've cultivated the ironclad discipline of intentionally crafting your mindset. Each morning, whatever happened yesterday gets flushed away, and you confidently face your new creation of today as the CEO of your destiny. A prospect that once felt exciting and liberating can eventually become normalized into your new baseline of being. Just showing up, staying committed to your vision, and leveraging the momentum created by each day's new beginning will add up in ways you cannot yet conceive. For all of us who have experienced this profound mental reconditioning, that ultimate awareness represents the culmination of a life-altering inner transformation. It's reaching the summit and seeing the entire expanse of possibility and limitless potential sprawling out ahead of you. From that perspective, any goal, big or small, no longer holds the ability to intimidate. Nothing can stop someone who recognizes they hold dominion over their mindset, perceptions, and destiny. So their life becomes a breathtaking adventure in constant pursuit of outdoing themselves and shattering self-imposed limitations. It's as if once the blinders are removed, you can finally see the true scope of what you're capable of creating when you approach each new day with relentless hunger, self-belief, and the courage to seize new beginnings. Those of us who have climbed this mountain of self-awakening and unshackled thinking leave a clear set of footprints for you to follow. The path may not always be easy, but if we can make the trek, so too can you. At times, you'll face intense resistance from your former disempowered narratives and habitual mindsets that want to keep you small and playing by the rules of perceived limitations. Expect those headwinds, let them motivate you, and keep climbing. There will be days where it feels like one step forward, 2 steps back. When old stories of fear and failure resurface like pesky gremlins trying to stop your progress. On those difficult stages of the journey, return to the wisdom of setting an intentional morning routine. Let those rituals be your hiking poles and safety ropes, keeping you anchored and continuing your ascent. But most importantly, remain stubbornly, defiantly, relentlessly committed to greeting each new day as an opportunity to stretch further beyond your perceived limits. Chase your vision with an unquenchable thirst. Lock arms with inspirational souls who stoke your internal fire and use every mountain you climb as a springboard to spot your next horizon of growth. Do this consistently, and I promise the extraordinary life you've dreamed of will be manifested. Just as the sun rises each morning without fail, reveal after reveal of your grandest ambitions materializing will become inevitable. Those around you will watch in awe and wonder at your transcendent shift, not because you achieved some single audacious milestone, but because your entire way of being, mindset, and presence in this world has become a contagious inspiration catalyzing others to expand their own reality bubbles too. You'll radiate the unstoppable light of someone irrevocably committed to and expectant of constant elevation and becoming the greatest version of yourself. A role model and trailblazer who took full ownership of authoring your destiny with each fresh sunrise, creating your own version of magic and limitless living in the process. From that rarefied vantage point, you'll look back and scarcely recognize the person who began this journey. Gone are the former limitations of yesterday's disempowered stories. Now you live as the hero of your tale. Bold, audacious, and sculpting a masterpiece life others could scarcely dream of without first adopting a new day mentality themselves. Those transformations don't happen by luck or accident. They are willed into existence by those who make the proactive daily decision to sculpt their lives as living portraits of possibility and human potential. That will be you. That can be you. The only variable is whether you dedicate yourself starting today to greeting each new cycle, not just with hope for better days ahead, but with the dead-set conviction and expectation of an already emerging victory. Each morning will represent another step closer to your highest vision, a new beginning streaming with opportunities to actualize your greatest dreams at an accelerated speed. To boldly step into the world and manifest seismic shifts in your circumstances through the sheer force of your compounded discipline and psychological hardiness that transformed existence. One of perpetual reinvention, exponential growth, and absolutely incredulous attainments that will seem surreal compared to where you're starting now is not only possible for you, it's what you were destined for. At some point, every acorn must pop up through the soil and spread its branches to become the mighty oak. Every seed planted must blossom into the flower. Every torch gets passed to keep the eternal flame illuminating new frontiers. That ascending progression towards expressing your greatest potential is the birthright of all human beings. It's the ultimate liberty. We're all entitled to freedom from limiting self-beliefs, bigoted judgments of others, and any disempowering circumstances trying to box us in. You, by committing to this paradigm and showing up every single day with intention, will become the newest embodiment of that timeless heroic archetype. The caterpillar emerging as the resplendent butterfly taking wing. The rising phoenix of limitless human potential bursting into existence through the ashes of your former limitations. The one who sees new beginnings like oxygen, inhaling their power and using each fresh cycle to propel yourself further on the audacious path of fashioning your most brilliant life yet. It's time for you to walk that journey now, to leave mediocrity, complacency, and settling for the sidelines of life in the rearview mirror. This is your true calling, to demonstrate through your actions that anything is possible for someone dead set on using each new day as a springboard to spectacular achievements and constant regeneration into the greatest version of themselves. Let the old stories die. See the sunlight peeking through the trees ahead, illuminating an infinitely grander vision for your life. Take the first step into that reality as soon as tomorrow morning, ready to stake your claim as the master author directing your heroic epic with zeal and limitless potential. Feel the gravity of that profound paradigm shift energizing you right now. The visceral recognition that you get to rewrite any rules and boxes others may have tried to impose. That with consistent application of this mindset, future limitations are permanently eliminated from your dictionary. Revel in that feeling. Let it become your new normal. Then seize it with both hands and pour that inspiration into constantly renewing your approach to life like a caterpillar liquefying itself to spin an entirely new existence from the inside out. Because that's what this is, the mental and spiritual metamorphosis back into the truest, highest, most limitless version of yourself. One initiated with the simple yet profound choice each morning to hit the reset button. Today I want to share with you a powerful mindset shift that has the potential to revolutionize your life. It's a deceptively simple concept, yet one that can unlock boundless possibilities and propel you towards a future of growth, fulfillment, and limitless opportunity. The thing that I speak of is learn to act as if every day is a new opportunity, a blank canvas upon which you can create a masterpiece of your own design. Too often, we approach each new day weighed down by the baggage of yesterday's disappointments, failures, and regrets. We carry these burdens like heavy chains, allowing them to dictate our thoughts, our actions, and our belief in what's possible for ourselves. But what if, instead of being shackled by the past, we chose to greet each morning as a fresh start, a chance to write a new chapter in the story of our lives? What if we embrace the present moment as an opportunity to begin anew, to shed the limitations we've placed on ourselves, and to boldly pursue the dreams and aspirations that set our souls on fire? Let me ask you this. How might your life be different if you truly saw each day as a clean slate, ripe with potential and untapped possibilities? How might your outlook shift if you let go of the self-doubt, the fear, and the negative self-talk that has held you back for far too long? Imagine waking up each morning filled with a sense of excitement and curiosity rather than dread or resignation. Imagine approaching every challenge, every obstacle, and every decision with the mindset of what incredible opportunities might this day hold for me. Rather than being bogged down by the weight of yesterday's disappointments, you'd be free to focus your energy on creating the life you truly desire. This mindset shift isn't about denying or ignoring the past. That's neither realistic nor productive. Instead, it's about recognizing that the past is simply that past. It has already happened, and no amount of dwelling or agonizing can change it. The only thing within your control is how you choose to approach the present moment and the actions you take to shape your future. When you act as if every day is a new opportunity, you liberate yourself from the shackles of regret, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs. You reclaim your power to create the life you've been longing for, one decision and one action at a time. Perhaps you found yourself stuck in a career that no longer fulfills you, but the fear of change has kept you paralyzed. By embracing this mindset, you can approach each day as an opportunity to explore new possibilities, to take small steps towards a more satisfying path, and to build the courage and resilience needed to make a bold transition. Or maybe you've been struggling with a personal goal, whether it's losing weight, learning a new skill, or building stronger relationships. Rather than berating yourself for past missteps or perceived failures, you can wake up each morning with a renewed sense of determination, viewing that day as a fresh chance to recommit to your goals and take meaningful action towards achieving them. This mindset isn't about denying reality or dismissing genuine struggles and hardships. Life will always present challenges, and there will be days when it feels easier to succumb to negativity or despair. But when you choose to act as if every day is a new opportunity, you equip yourself with the mental fortitude and resilience to approach those challenges from a place of empowerment rather than defeat. Let me pose another thought-provoking question. What fears, doubts, or negative thought patterns have been holding you back from fully embracing each day as an opportunity? Perhaps it's the fear of failure, the belief that you're not good enough, or the nagging voice that whispers, "Who are you to dream so big?" I encourage you to examine those limiting beliefs closely and ask yourself, are they serving you, or are they merely weights dragging you down, preventing you from soaring to the heights you're truly capable of reaching? The truth is, those fears and doubts are not facts. They are fiction, fabricated by our own insecurities and conditioned ways of thinking. And when you choose to act as if every day is a new opportunity, you strip those limiting beliefs of their power over you. You refuse to let the ghosts of the past dictate your present or your future. Instead, you approach each day with a sense of curiosity, courage, and the belief that anything is possible if you're willing to take that first step, no matter how small. My friends, this mindset shift is not merely an intellectual exercise. It's a profoundly transformative way of living that requires conscious effort and commitment. It means actively choosing to let go of the negativity, the excuses, and the self-doubt that have held you back for far too long. It means embracing a growth mindset, one that views setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to learn, adapt, and emerge stronger than before. And make no mistake, it won't be easy. There will be days when the weight of the past threatens to pull you back into old patterns of thinking and behaving. But on those days, I implore you to remember the power of this mindset and to consciously recommit to acting as if that day, too, is a new opportunity to course correct and move closer to the life you desire. Imagine the possibilities that await you when you fully embrace this way of living. Imagine waking up each morning filled with excitement, curiosity, and the belief that today could be the day you take that first step towards your dreams. Imagine approaching every challenge, every decision, and every interaction with the mindset of opportunity rather than limitation. This is the path to a life of growth, fulfillment, and boundless potential. It's a journey that begins with a simple mindset shift, but one that can ripple outward and transform every aspect of your existence. So, my dear friends, I leave you with this call to action. Commit to acting as if every day is a new opportunity. Greet each morning with a sense of possibility and curiosity, and approach every obstacle, every decision, and every interaction with the belief that incredible growth and transformation awaits you. It won't be easy, but nothing truly worthwhile ever is. There will be days when the weight of the past threatens to pull you back into old patterns of thinking and behaving. But on those days, remember the power of this mindset and consciously recommit to acting as if that day, too, is a new opportunity to course correct and move closer to the life you desire. Embrace this way of living and watch as your world begins to shift. Opportunities you never thought possible will begin to present themselves, and you'll find yourself approaching challenges with a newfound sense of courage and resilience. Each day will become a blank canvas upon which you can create a masterpiece of your own design. A life filled with purpose, passion, and the deep fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your truest desires and aspirations. The choice is yours, my friends. You continue to be weighed down by the baggage of the past, or you can choose to act as if every day is a new opportunity, a fresh start, and a chance to write a new chapter in the story of your life. Embrace this mindset and prepare to be amazed at the incredible heights you can soar to when you let go of the limitations that have held you back for far too long. Acting as if every day is a new opportunity requires cultivating a mindset of possibility and abundance. Too often we approach life from a perspective of scarcity. There's never enough time, money, energy, or resources to achieve our goals. But when you wake up each morning believing that today holds untapped potential, you open yourself up to recognizing and seizing opportunities that were always there. You just couldn't see them before. Let me give you an example. Perhaps you've been stuck in an unfulfilling job, feeling like you'll never find a career you're truly passionate about. If every day is just another day of drudgery, it becomes impossible to muster the energy or motivation to explore other options. But if you approach each new day as brimming with possibilities, you may start to notice little openings, a conversation that sparks an intriguing idea, an article about a growing field, an old contact who could serve as a door opener. These little breadcrumbs of opportunity were likely always around you, but your scarcity mindset prevented you from seeing them when you operate from a place of what possibilities might today hold. You become a magnet for recognizing and acting on circumstances that can improve your life. This mindset is not about developing toxic positivity or dismissing genuine struggles. There will absolutely be difficult days filled with setbacks, disappointments, and very real barriers. The power lies in meeting those challenges with the core belief that this day, no matter what it brings, provides an opportunity to reset, reevaluate, adapt your approach, and refocus on taking steps, even baby steps, in a more positive direction. It's a mindset of solution seeking and perseverance in the face of adversity. I'll pose another thought-provoking question. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to lead charmed lives, where one fortunate circumstance after another falls into their lap? While there are certainly exceptions, most of the time this phenomenon comes down to a habitual mindset of acting as if every day is abundant with opportunities. They are tuned into noticing and acting upon possibilities, whereas others stay trapped in a scarcity mindset, blind to potential openings all around them. Their expectations and outlooks become self-fulfilling prophecy. My friends, you get to choose which of these mindsets you operate from. You can continue viewing life through a lens of limitation, where setbacks and scarcity seem to dominate every day. Or you can make the radical choice to shift your perspective and see each new day as teeming with possibilities waiting to be seized. When you make this shift, opportunities will appear as if by magic because you've attuned yourself to recognizing them. Now, maintaining this mindset of abundance and possibility takes diligent practice. Our brains are hardwired by eons of human evolution to carefully watch for potential threats and dangers as a survival mechanism. Seeing scarcity and obstacles was an evolutionary advantage for our ancestors in an unpredictable world. However, this default setting can work against us in today's society if we let it persist unchecked. That's why intentionally acting as if every new day is an opportunity must become a daily commitment and habit. I encourage you to start building this habit first thing every morning. Before you even get out of bed, take a few deep breaths and consciously set your intention to approach this day with a mindset of possibility. What opportunities might the universe have in store for you today? Bring an attitude of curiosity, openness, and receptiveness to the day ahead. Then as you go about your routine, deliberately look for openings, ideas, connections, or circumstances, no matter how small, that you could potentially leverage as an opportunity to move your life in a more positive direction. Act upon what you notice. At the end of the day, take note of the possibilities you encountered and recommit to doing it again tomorrow. This may feel awkward or forced at first, especially if you've long operated from a scarcity mindset. But I promise, if you persistently put this into practice day after day, your perspective will begin to profoundly shift. You'll go from struggling to see opportunities to having them seem to appear around every corner. You'll cultivate an unshakable knowing that every day is stockpiled with potentiality and chapters waiting to be authored by your own hand. When you achieve this mindset shift, life becomes liberating instead of limiting. Each morning offers a fresh sky of openings to fly towards rather than a dreary repetition of the mundane. You become excited and hopeful where you may have previously felt hopeless. And most importantly, you reclaim your power as the author of your greatest life story. One day's blank page at a time. My friends, resisting this mindset shift is tempting. Defaulting to scarcity thinking often feels safer because then we're never disappointed when limited results show up. But I'll leave you with one final thought. What felt safe and comfortable has likely also kept you stuck and unfulfilled. True growth in life and relationships, in careers, only happens when we're willing to stretch ourselves into new mindsets and behaviors that feel uncomfortable at first. The choice is yours. You can stay mired in context of scarcity, of seeing each new day as yet another loop of the same old limits, frustrations, and disappointments. Or you can muster the courage to act as if every single day that rises offers you a brand new blank canvas to create more abundance, passion, joy, and impact in your life. The possibilities are quite literally endless on any given day, if only you attune yourself to noticing and seizing them. I can't make this critical shift for you, but I can tell you it's worth taking the plunge. Act as if each new day is an opportunity. Wake up with that expectation of possibility. Follow its breadcrumbs wherever they lead. Let it become a habit more wired into you than scarcity ever was. You may be amazed at the kaleidoscope of beautiful and brilliant opportunities that begin revealing themselves to you when you operate from this empowering mindset each day. One of the most potent ways to fortify this mindset is to reflect on the incredible improbability that you get to experience each new day at all. Think about it. Out of the billions of potential human lives that could have been brought into existence, you were born. Every single day you wake up. And take another breath is an extraordinary gift that most of the potential lives that could have existed will never know. When you really let that profound truth sink in, every new day starts to feel like a remarkable miracle rather than something to be taken for granted. You begin to approach each new opportunity of consciousness with a sense of awe, gratitude, and determination not to waste such a precious karmic inheritance. This is not about adopting a ritualistic checklist style approach to maximizing your daily productivity or hustle. Rather, it's about seeing each new day as sacred, a tiny sliver of your blink of an eye existence that you get to experience and steward as you choose. With that consecrated perspective, even the most seemingly mundane moments take on greater significance and possibility. You may find yourself more present, truly present, going through your daily routines and interactions. You'll catch yourself brought into keen awareness of the beauty in a conversation, a meal, a glimpse of nature you may have otherwise missed while operating on default autopilot mode. You'll become more intentional in how you invest your limited daily currency of time and energy. Tasks and relationships that were previously thoughtless bids may reveal themselves as actual opportunities to create more meaning, quality, or impact. This mindset also allows you to embrace uncertainty rather than being controlled by a fear of the unknown that can severely limit us. When you wake up with the core belief that endless possibility could be awaiting you, the unpredictable nature of each new day loses its power to provoke anxiety. Instead, you meet uncertainty with curiosity and even excitement about what kinds of new openings and serendipities could unfold. This is not to say you'll be in a constant state of frenetic idea chasing or able to effortlessly avoid feelings of disappointment when things don't go as hoped on a given day. You're human, after all, but it does mean you'll be less controlled and derailed by those lower emotional states. You'll be able to feel them, process them, and keep moving forward with your mindset tuned to the opportunities that still await, because there are always new opportunities awaiting if you choose to seek them out. Another powerful benefit of embracing this mindset is that it forces you to stay creatively engaged in an ever-evolving process of constantly identifying new openings. You can't just rest on your laurels once one or two goals are achieved. Each day presents a chance to reimagine how you could be better, investing your gifts and efforts. You get to play an infinite game of reinvention and opportunity capturing, which is deeply satisfying and stimulating for a hostily ambitious mind. Just imagine how invigorating it would be to wake up each morning not mired in existential staleness, but actively contemplating. What new creative ideas could I give birth to today? What have I not yet envisioned as possible for my career, my relationships, my impact? What fears or limiting beliefs were Ardo concepts that I can shed today so new opportunities can bars in to reveal themselves? How could I use my unique skills, perspectives, and advantages in innovative ways to create more meaning or value? With this mindset, you get to be Iro, a hungry infant just born into the world, but one with the benefit of accumulated knowledge and wisdom. Each new day provides a vulnercy and purity to explore, invent, be brazenly curious, and never stagnate into derivative from possibilities. It's the ideal landscape for any in-shell who fears withering into actuality. Now, consistently sustaining this mindset will take diligent practice. Our modern culture and daily routines can insidiously grind us into scarcity mindsets based on fear, repetition, and limited expectation. You'll likely face criticism from those who find your zeal for new opportunities unsettling or threatening to their own mental inertia. Even your own psyche, which finds comfort in the known, may bristle at this transugerated way of seeing your daily bread as sacred. But I implore you, don't let these impediments deter you from pursuing this mindset wholeheartedly. Let that critical voice be your challenger to staying resourcefully creative and engaged rather than lapsing into old opportunity-killing mental patterns. Embrace your status as an evolutionary maverick, asserting the human spirit's drive for limitless growth and possibility realization. Consistently start your days by centering yourself in this truth. Today, I have been given the extraordinary gift of a new cosmic slice of space-time to experience and mold as I choose. An utterly miraculous opportunity most potential realities will never know. What seeds of genius, love, beauty, and gargantual becoming can I plant and nurture throughout this fertile cosmic real estate I've inherited? The possibilities are quite literally realer. With that perspective locked in, you'll find yourself naturally attracting and acting upon new openings that previous blindness had prevented you from seeing. Opportunities and synchronistic unfoldings will runicize into your experience. Struggle and reversals won't be seen as brick walls, but as chances to demonstrate creative resilience. The predictable and mundane will be shaped into springboards for novel approaches and growth. You'll be playing an iterative, thrill-stonial game of opportunity, manifestation, with each new day providing another blank universe to fill with your gritty, purpose-driven quest for maximal flourishing and possibility realization. There is no more vitalizing way to live than waking up to your existence as a once-in-all cosmic forever opportunity to fulfill your highest creative and actuarial potentials. With such a sacred reality to work with each day, you have cosmic permission to let your soul's innermost callings take full expression in wild, prudeless ways. So go forth, dear unstoppables, and embrace the daily charge to author your heroic rendering of boundless growth and possibility amidst each new universe received. Your future, kaleidoscope with unimaginable becoming, is awaiting your visionary touch.
In the course of life, one inevitably encounters moments that are profoundly challenging, to the point where it feels as though the burden might become unbearable. These moments often prompt a person to question their own resilience, to ponder the very reason they continue striving amidst overwhelming odds. Yet these moments are pivotal. They are the crucible in which character is forged. Consider the example of a young entrepreneur facing repeated failures in their startup ventures. It is through these setbacks and their decision to keep striving despite them that their resilience and determination are forged, ultimately shaping them into a more capable and formidable leader. It is in these trying times that the distinction is made between those who merely survive and those who truly thrive. The way one carries oneself in the face of adversity, the manner in which one responds when circumstances seem insurmountable, ultimately defines their essence. When times become tough, and rest assured they will, you must cultivate the discipline to act as though nothing affects you. It is imperative to cultivate genuine inner resilience, to treat each obstacle as merely another transient inconvenience on the path to greatness. If you appear to be faltering, the world will certainly take notice. If you appear defeated, the surrounding environment, be it individuals or situations, will respond accordingly, reinforcing that perception of defeat. Conversely, if you learn to embody a state of resilience, if you can maintain a calm demeanor even when bearing significant challenges, the burden itself will begin to diminish. This is not about denying the reality of the problems we face. Problems are inherent to the human condition. Instead, it is about deciding how we choose to confront these challenges. It is about making the deliberate decision to advance with confidence and composure, regardless of the obstacles. You may ask, how does one develop such composure in the midst of chaos? Let me emphasize that this is a learned skill, a capability cultivated through persistent effort and intentional practice. No one is born with an innate ability to remain unshaken by adversity. Instead, this capacity is nurtured through repeated exposure to challenges, through embracing discomfort, and through deliberate choice. The essence of resilience is not whether one stumbles or falls, but whether and how one rises. Will you rise confidently, or will you stumble forward under the weight of defeat? Life will invariably test you. It seems almost as though life delights in pushing individuals to their limits. But those who push back, those who refuse to succumb, and instead stand tall, are the ones who are ultimately rewarded. Resilience is the manifestation of an indomitable spirit, that deep-seated conviction that says, I will not be broken by this. It is that spark within you that refuses to extinguish, regardless of how dark the situation may become. It is what compels you to rise each time you are knocked down. Importantly, resilience is not a trait that you inherit. It is an attribute you cultivate. And how is resilience cultivated? By choosing every single day to not allow external circumstances to dictate your inner state. To ensure that your emotions, attitude, and sense of self-worth are determined not by what happens around you, but by the values you hold within. In doing so, you cease to be at the mercy of external events, and instead assume control of your own narrative. Often, much emphasis is placed on the power of positivity. While maintaining a positive mindset is indeed crucial, there is an equally powerful, perhaps even more profound force: your demeanor. How do you respond when life throws a curveball your way? Do you allow it to destabilize you, or do you hold your ground, projecting composure and strength? This world, whether we realize it or not, is observant. People watch, and they often emulate those who exhibit confidence. When you act as if nothing bothers you, people begin to place their trust in you, to believe in your ability to lead. Most importantly, you begin to believe in yourself. The power of demeanor is about maintaining an unshakable presence. It is about recognizing that the way you carry yourself not only influences your personal outlook, but also shapes how the world perceives you. Imagine standing tall, even during the harshest storms, projecting an image of inner strength. Such conduct does not merely inspire those around you. It reinforces a self-fulfilling prophecy. The world tends to treat you in accordance with how you present yourself. Hence, appearing strong, even when internally doubts may linger, is a step toward eventually eradicating those doubts altogether. It fosters an unwavering belief in your ability to overcome obstacles, irrespective of their magnitude. Consider, for instance, Abraham Lincoln, a figure whose life was marred by repeated failures, both professionally and personally. He experienced business collapses, political defeats, and profound personal losses. Yet, what differentiated Lincoln was not his immunity to failure, but his refusal to allow these setbacks to dictate his identity. He conducted himself in a manner that suggested an unwavering belief in eventual success. Lincoln's refusal to yield to despair and his persistence in the face of adversity are what ultimately solidified his place among history's most respected leaders. He became the embodiment of resilience precisely because he acted as though defeat was never an option. Another example is Winston Churchill, who faced significant failures during his political career and struggled with bouts of depression. Despite these challenges, Churchill led Britain through some of its darkest times during World War II, embodying the spirit of resilience and inspiring an entire nation to endure and fight back against seemingly insurmountable odds. Churchill's ability to maintain his composure and resolve, even when the situation looked dire, is a testament to the power of resilience. Consider as well Helen Keller, who faced unimaginable barriers from a young age. Losing both her sight and hearing as an infant, Keller could have easily succumbed to her circumstances. Instead, with the support of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, she demonstrated incredible determination and resilience, becoming an author, activist, and lecturer. Her achievements remind us that no matter how insurmountable the barriers may seem, it is our persistence and determination that ultimately allow us to transcend limitations. The reality is that every individual faces their own set of challenges. You may be struggling financially, enduring relational difficulties, grappling with health issues, or facing professional obstacles. The weight of these challenges can be considerable, and there is no denying their impact. However, the critical determinant of your success is how you respond. Do these challenges diminish your sense of self-worth, or do they become stepping stones that propel you toward personal growth? Remember, the power lies within you. You are greater than your hardships. The strength required to overcome them resides within you. You need only choose to access and project that strength. Consider J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before her first Harry Potter book was accepted for publication. She was a single mother, struggling financially, yet she continued to pursue her dream despite countless setbacks. Rowling's journey is an illustration of how personal struggle can be transformed into a story of triumph. Her persistence in the face of adversity not only brought her incredible success, but also gave the world a story that has inspired millions. In a more contemporary sense, think of Elon Musk, whose ventures have been repeatedly fraught with seemingly impossible obstacles. From the brink of bankruptcy at Tesla to the consistent challenges faced by SpaceX. Musk's unwavering commitment to his vision, coupled with his resilience, has propelled him to be a pioneer in technology and space exploration. He has faced ridicule, skepticism, and the looming shadow of failure. Yet his determination to keep pushing forward, regardless of the odds, showcases the profound impact of resilience in the face of adversity. It is essential to clarify that acting as though nothing bothers you does not imply denying reality. It is not a suggestion to dismiss the presence of obstacles. Instead, it is a testament to an unwavering spirit, a refusal to let those obstacles compromise your potential. Imagine yourself amidst a storm. You proceed not because the storm ceases to exist, but because you trust in your ability to endure and emerge stronger once it subsides. It is this determination to press forward even when faced with adversity that will not only capture the attention of others, but also your own. You will begin to realize that you are far more capable than you once believed. Many may wonder, what should I do if I am feeling overwhelmed? If I feel as though I cannot continue? The answer lies in the quiet determination to keep moving forward, despite the internal turmoil. Every person, at some point, will feel overwhelmed. This is part of the human experience. But it is precisely during these times that resilience is most necessary. Even when self-doubt creeps in, remind yourself, I am capable. Often, the act of merely stating your own strength is sufficient to set the wheels of change in motion. The more consistently you embody confidence, the more deeply it becomes ingrained in your psyche, transforming your internal narrative. Think of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison, often in harsh and isolating conditions. Despite the overwhelming adversity, Mandela emerged without bitterness, with a resolve to unite his country. His strength in the face of extreme hardship serves as a profound reminder that even in the most overwhelming circumstances, it is possible to maintain inner strength and grace. A simple smile can serve as an incredibly effective tool in the pursuit of resilience. A smile serves as a declaration to the self and to others that you are steadfast, that despite the challenges, you remain unbroken. Physiologically, smiling can positively alter your internal state, encouraging relaxation, reducing stress, and shifting focus away from the problem at hand. Moreover, smiles have an infectious quality. They lift the spirits of those around you and foster an environment of positivity, regardless of the circumstances. To further emphasize this, consider Mahatma Gandhi, who, despite leading a mass movement against colonial rule, often resorted to nonviolence, peaceful protests, and yes, even a smile. His ability to project calmness and steadfastness in the face of harsh resistance is a testimony to the transformative power of demeanor. A smile amidst adversity signifies an indomitable spirit, a refusal to be broken. Visualize life as a relentless boxing match, where one's opponent is circumstance itself. Life will strike unexpectedly and will, on occasion, succeed in knocking you down. The true question, however, is not whether you fall. It is whether you rise again. When you do rise, do so with purpose. Rise with your head held high, your eyes focused on what lies ahead, and an unspoken message that says, I am still here, and I am not defeated. Treat every blow as a temporary setback, a fleeting moment that will not define you. It is through persistence, through an unwavering commitment to rise each time you fall, that you demonstrate to life that you will not be kept down. Consider Muhammad Ali, who faced not only challenges in the ring, but also immense social and political pressures outside of it. His refusal to be broken by setbacks, whether they were defeats in boxing matches, bans from the sport, or societal backlash, exemplifies the power of rising again. Ali's resilience made him not just a champion in the ring, but a symbol of strength and determination for millions. One of the most important lessons in cultivating resilience is to avoid allowing external events to govern your internal environment. Many people are akin to thermometers. They react to external conditions, allowing their mood and mental state to fluctuate with each change in their surroundings. In contrast, a thermostat takes control. It establishes the conditions. It dictates the environment. In this sense, to act as though nothing bothers you is to set your internal state, to decide how you will feel and how you will respond, irrespective of what happens around you. This is where true power lies. When you cultivate the ability to set your own internal environment, you insulate yourself from the unpredictability of external circumstances. Think of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, who, despite enduring unthinkable suffering in concentration camps, chose to dictate his internal state. He found meaning in suffering and maintained his sense of purpose, even in the most harrowing of environments. Frankl's perspective exemplifies being a thermostat, setting one's emotional and psychological state regardless of external horrors. It is about the power of choice, the decision to rise above the immediate and find purpose in the seemingly unbearable. To be clear, this approach is not about suppressing emotions or disregarding reality. It is about the conscious decision to take charge of one's responses, even amid challenges. Every moment spent dwelling on anger or frustration is a moment lost, an opportunity forfeited to move closer to one's goals. Life is a game of momentum. Every decision you make contributes to the forward thrust. By choosing resilience, by choosing to act as though challenges do not faze you, you maintain the momentum that propels you toward success. There is a psychological principle known as response flexibility, which refers to the ability to pause, evaluate, and then choose a response rather than reacting impulsively. This principle is fundamental to maintaining composure and resilience. It is the space between stimulus and response where growth occurs. When you encounter a challenging situation, taking a moment to breathe and decide your response gives you power over the situation. This practice ensures that your actions align with your long-term values and objectives, rather than being driven by fleeting emotions. By consistently choosing intentional responses, you create a habit of resilience, one that propels you forward with clarity and purpose. Consistency in how we respond to challenges is critical to developing resilience. Consistency builds trust, not just with others, but within ourselves. It establishes a track record of behavior, ensuring that regardless of the situation, we are someone who can be relied upon. When you act with resilience consistently, it becomes second nature. The more you practice resilience, the more it becomes a part of your identity. Consistency transforms resilience from an effort to an effortless default mode. In this sense, consistency is about discipline, an unwavering commitment to conduct oneself with composure, no matter the circumstances. Consider a seasoned marathon runner. At the beginning of their journey, each run was a challenge. The physical and mental demands were daunting, and giving up would have been the easiest choice. However, through consistency, through showing up day after day, run after run, the act of running gradually transformed into a natural extension of who they were. The same principle applies to resilience. With consistent effort, what once seemed difficult becomes an instinctual part of who you are. The concept of resilience also applies profoundly within professional conduct. The ability to adapt, persevere, and thrive in the face of challenges is highly valued across all industries. Consider an employee facing a difficult project or a manager dealing with organizational changes. Those who can maintain a level-headed demeanor and adapt while facing pressure not only enhance their own success, but also inspire confidence within their team. They act as stabilizers, a source of strength, and a positive influence within their work environment. Resilience in the workplace often manifests as adaptability. In a rapidly changing world, the ability to adjust and remain composed is indispensable. Companies grow, technologies evolve, and setbacks inevitably occur. The employees and leaders who can act as though nothing is insurmountable, who maintain their commitment even in uncertain times, are those who become pillars of their organizations. They gain the respect and trust of their peers because their composure creates a foundation upon which others can lean during tumultuous times. Take Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, who led the company through significant changes by focusing on creating a growth mindset culture. When faced with stagnation, Nadella encouraged employees to embrace change, learn from failures, and continue moving forward. His approach transformed Microsoft into an innovative leader once again. This serves as a powerful example of how resilience and adaptability, driven by consistent leadership, can reshape not only individual success, but also the trajectory of an entire organization. Resilience is intrinsically tied to the belief that you are capable of enduring and overcoming challenges. Without self-belief, it becomes difficult to act as if nothing bothers you, because internally, you question your own worth and capability. Self-belief is the foundation upon which resilience is built. You must believe in your ability to endure hardship, to navigate challenges, and to emerge stronger on the other side. Believing in yourself does not mean being immune to doubt. Doubt will always exist, particularly during challenging times. However, self-belief means choosing not to let that doubt dictate your actions. It means acknowledging the fear and uncertainty, but taking action anyway. By building self-belief, you create a well of inner strength from which you can draw when times get tough. Consider Oprah Winfrey, who endured a difficult childhood, facing abuse, poverty, and numerous setbacks. Through it all, she believed in her own worth and potential. That belief enabled her to become a successful television host, producer, and philanthropist. Her journey serves as a reminder that believing in yourself is the key to unlocking resilience and realizing your potential. Resilience is often portrayed as an individual pursuit, a personal journey toward strength and perseverance. However, the truth is that resilience is also cultivated through the relationships we build and the support systems we create. No one is resilient in a vacuum. Having a network of supportive individuals, family, friends, mentors, can provide the encouragement needed to maintain composure when faced with difficulties. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you during challenging times allows you to draw on their strength when yours is waning. This does not make you less resilient. Rather, it reflects a wise use of available resources. By leveraging the support of others, you reinforce your own ability to act with resilience. A supportive community provides perspective, reminding you that you are not alone in your struggles and that others have faced similar challenges and emerged stronger. Think of Malala Yousafzai, whose activism for girls' education led to an attempt on her life. While her inner strength played a crucial role in her recovery, it was also the unwavering support of her family and the global community that gave her the platform to continue her mission. The collective support amplified her resilience, allowing her to persevere and become a symbol of hope and courage for millions. Acting as if nothing bothers you does not mean ignoring the necessity for rest and recovery. Just as a boxer must take time between rounds to regroup and recharge, so too must you allow yourself time to rest. Resilience is not about relentless forward motion without pause. It is about knowing when to push and when to step back to conserve energy and gain perspective. Burnout is real, and those who ignore the warning signs of exhaustion risk diminishing their resilience. Rest and self-care are not luxuries. They are essential components of sustained resilience. By taking care of your body and mind through sleep, nutrition, mindfulness, or simply taking time to relax, you fortify yourself against future challenges. Resilience requires strength, and strength cannot be cultivated without periods of recovery. Athletes understand this well. They know that rest days are as important as training days. Because rest is when the body heals, strengthens, and prepares for the next challenge. Similarly, periods of rest for the mind allow for reflection, growth, and a renewed sense of purpose. Without these intervals of recovery, the mind, like the body, becomes fatigued, and the ability to act as though nothing bothers you diminishes. One of the hallmarks of resilient individuals is their ability to reframe challenges as opportunities. Instead of viewing setbacks as insurmountable obstacles, they see them as chances to grow, learn, and improve. This shift in perspective is crucial for developing a resilient mindset. It allows you to approach difficulties not with fear, but with curiosity and determination. When you reframe a challenge as an opportunity, you reduce its power to intimidate you. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you begin to view the situation as a puzzle to be solved, a skill to be mastered, or a lesson to be learned. This perspective not only helps to maintain composure during difficult times, but also transforms adversity into a source of personal and professional development. Consider Thomas Edison, who, after many failed attempts to create the electric light bulb, famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's resilience was rooted in his ability to view each failure as a necessary step toward success. His reframing of setbacks as valuable experiments rather than defeats is a powerful example of how the way we perceive challenges shapes our ability to overcome them. Another important aspect of resilience is emotional intelligence. The ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions, as well as the emotions of others. Emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in maintaining composure, particularly in high-pressure situations. By cultivating emotional intelligence, you enhance your ability to remain calm and act purposefully rather than reactively. Emotional intelligence involves empathy, self-awareness, self-regulation, and social skills. By becoming more aware of your emotional triggers and understanding how to regulate them, you gain greater control over your responses to challenging situations. This control is at the heart of resilience. It allows you to act as though nothing bothers you because you understand your emotions and choose how to respond to them, rather than allowing them to dictate your actions. In the business world, leaders with high emotional intelligence are often the most successful in navigating crises. They understand the emotional landscape of their teams and can guide them through difficult times with empathy and composure. Emotional intelligence not only enhances your resilience, but also strengthens your relationships and your ability to inspire others to remain steadfast in the face of challenges. It is important to recognize that resilience is not a destination. It is an ongoing journey. The challenges you face today may not be the same as those you encounter tomorrow, but the mindset and skills you develop through resilience will continue to serve you. Resilience is a lifelong practice, one that requires reflection, adjustment, and continued growth. As you move through different stages of life, the nature of the obstacles you face will evolve. However, the principles of resilience remain the same. It is about maintaining a steady demeanor, choosing intentional responses, drawing strength from your community, and cultivating a mindset that views challenges as opportunities for growth. Each challenge you overcome adds to your reservoir of resilience, making you better equipped to face future adversity. Think of resilience like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you face a challenge and choose to act as if nothing bothers you, you are training that muscle, building it up so that it is ready for the next test. Over time, what once seemed overwhelming will begin to feel manageable, and what once felt impossible will become achievable. Lastly, consider the impact of your resilience, not just on your own life, but on the lives of others. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you set an example for those around you, your family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers who may be observing you from afar. Your resilience has the power to inspire others to cultivate their own strength, to face their own challenges with courage and composure. Leaving a legacy of resilience means showing others that it is possible to endure, to persevere, and to thrive despite difficulties. It means demonstrating that challenges are not the end, but the beginning of something greater. That adversity can be a catalyst for growth, strength, and positive change. By embodying resilience, you not only improve your own life, but also contribute to a culture of perseverance and empowerment that extends beyond yourself. Consider Rosa Parks, whose quiet act of defiance during the civil rights movement became a powerful symbol of resistance. Her resilience, her ability to act as though the fear and pressure did not faze her, inspired millions to stand up for their rights. Her legacy is one of courage in the face of overwhelming odds, a legacy that continues to inspire new generations to act with conviction and resilience. No matter how tough things get, learning to act as if nothing bothers you is one of the most powerful tools you can develop in your journey through life. It is not about denying the challenges you face or pretending that everything is easy. Rather, it is about cultivating an inner resilience that allows you to face those challenges with strength, composure, and determination. It is about being the thermostat, not the thermometer. About setting your own internal environment regardless of the external conditions. It is about reframing challenges as opportunities, believing in your ability to overcome, drawing strength from your community, and allowing yourself the time to rest and recover. It is about choosing intentional responses and cultivating emotional intelligence so that you can act with purpose rather than react out of fear or frustration. And most importantly, it is about recognizing that resilience is an ongoing journey, one that will see you through the darkest storms and help you emerge stronger on the other side. By acting as if nothing bothers you, you create a life in which you are not merely surviving, but truly thriving. And in doing so, you inspire others to do the same, leaving a legacy of strength, courage, and hope that extends far beyond yourself.
In our voyage through the intricate tapestry of life, we often encounter waves that threaten to unsettle our boat. Today, we gather to discuss a philosophy, a way of sailing through these waves with a steadfast heart and a clear vision. This philosophy is not just a strategy, but a way of life, a mindset that empowers us to face life's challenges with grace and composure. It's the art of acting as if nothing bothers us, the art of resilience and unflappability. Picture yourself in the midst of a storm where the winds are fierce and the water's choppy. In this scenario, the natural instinct is to panic, to let fear take the helm. However, there exists an alternative, a path less traveled, yet profoundly more rewarding. This path is about maintaining an inner calm, a stoic resolve in the face of turmoil. It's about standing tall when everything around you is trying to pull you down. Now, one might wonder, why is this mindset so essential? The answer lies in the fundamental nature of our existence. Life, in all its beauty and complexity, is unpredictable. We face a spectrum of experiences, some that lift us and others that challenge us. These challenges come in various forms: personal setbacks, professional obstacles, unexpected life events. It's not the presence of these challenges that defines us, but rather how we respond to them. This is where the power of our mindset comes into play. Our mindset is the lens through which we view the world. It shapes our perceptions, our reactions, and ultimately, our reality. When we cultivate a mindset of resilience, we choose to approach life's challenges not as insurmountable problems, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to emerge strong. It's important to clarify. Acting as if nothing bothers us does not mean ignoring our problems or living in denial. It's about acknowledging these challenges, but not allowing them to dominate our thoughts and emotions. It's about recognizing that while we may not have control over external events, we have absolute control over how we respond to them. This concept of unflappability is not about suppressing emotions or feigning strength. It's about developing an inner fortitude, a composure that stays intact even when the world around us is in disarray. It's about mastering the art of emotional balance, where we can experience life in its full spectrum without being overwhelmed by its highs and lows. As we delve deeper into this exploration, we will uncover the layers that constitute this resilient mindset. We will draw insights from those who have navigated turbulent waters with unwavering calm. We will discuss practical strategies to cultivate this inner strength, and we will learn how to apply these principles in our daily lives. The journey towards mastering the art of unflappability is both challenging and rewarding. It's a journey of self-discovery, of pushing boundaries, and of redefining what's possible. As we embark on this journey, let us open ourselves to the lessons it has to offer. Let us embrace the wisdom of remaining calm under pressure, of acting as if nothing bothers us, not as a facade, but as a testament to our inner strength. This journey is not just about facing the storms of life. It's about learning to dance in the rain, to find peace amidst chaos, and to carve a path of serenity through the tumultuous landscape of life. As we continue this exploration, remember the power to remain unflustered in the face of adversity lies within each of us. Our adventure into the realm of resilience begins now, setting the stage for a transformative experience that will empower us to face life with a new perspective. As we set sail on this journey of self-discovery, understanding what agitates our seas becomes crucial. It is in the identification of these common stressors in our lives that we find the keys to our resilience. Each of us, in our unique ways, faces a myriad of challenges. These challenges range from personal struggles like health and relationships to professional hurdles such as career advancement and work-life balance. Beyond these, broader societal pressures and global events also cast their shadows upon us. The significance of these stressors lies not in their mere presence, but in the psychological impact they have on us. Stress, often perceived as an unwelcome guest, can actually be a powerful teacher. It teaches us about our vulnerabilities, our strengths, and our capacity to adapt. However, left unchecked, stress can become a destructive force, eroding our happiness, health, and productivity. It can cloud our judgment, strain our relationships, and impede our progress. The trick, then, is not to avoid stress, but to understand and manage it. Understanding stress requires us to look inward and acknowledge our feelings. It's about recognizing when we're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or frustrated. This self-awareness is the first step in transforming our relationship with stress. Remember, stress is not an indicator of weakness. It's a natural human response to demand. But how do we handle these difficulties? The answer lies in the power of perception. Our perception is the paintbrush with which we color our experiences. It's the lens through which we interpret the world around us. When we shift our perception, we shift our reality. This isn't about painting over the challenges of life with an unrealistic hue of optimism, but about choosing to see these challenges in a different light. Consider difficult when faced with a difficult situation instead of asking, why is this happening to me? We can ask, what can I learn from this? This simple shift in questioning doesn't change the situation, but it changes how we approach it. It turns a problem into an opportunity, a stumbling block into a stepping stone. This change in perception is not an overnight transformation. It's a skill that requires practice, patience, and persistence. It involves consciously choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems, on opportunities rather than obstacles. It's about seeing the potential for growth in every challenge and the possibility of victory in every defeat. Moreover, our perception shapes our responses. When we perceive a situation as a threat, our body reacts accordingly, triggering a stress response. But when we view the same situation as a challenge, our response changes. We become more focused, engaged, and equipped to handle the situation. This doesn't mean that the situation ceases to be difficult, but our approach to it becomes more constructive. As we delve deeper into understanding our stressors and their impact, we also begin to appreciate the intricacies of the human mind. Our thoughts and beliefs play a crucial role in how we handle stress. Negative thoughts and beliefs can trap us in a cycle of stress and anxiety. Conversely, positive thoughts and beliefs can empower us to rise above our challenges. The journey to mastering our stressors is not just about building resilience. It's about transforming our relationship with the challenges of life. It's about learning to navigate through the rough waters with a sense of purpose and poise. It's about understanding that while we may not control the waves that life sends our way, we can certainly learn to surf them. In this exploration of what bothers us, we uncover not just the sources of our stress, but also the immense potential within us to overcome them. We learn that the power to change our experience lies within our grasp, in our ability to shift our perception. As we continue on this journey, we move towards a deeper understanding, not just of the challenges we face, but of ourselves. We move towards a place of strength and serenity, equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. As we journey further, immersing ourselves in the wisdom of unflappability, it's enlightening to look back at history and draw inspiration from those who have exemplified resilience. Throughout the ages, countless figures have stood as beacons of calmness amidst chaos. From the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece, who preached the virtues of inner peace, to modern-day leaders who navigate the turbulent waters of global challenges. These individuals remind us that the art of unflappability is not only possible, but immensely powerful. Consider the story of the Stoic philosopher, Seneca. Despite facing immense personal and political trials, he maintained a demeanor of composure and reason. His writings, still resonant today, emphasize the importance of controlling one's inner state, regardless of external circumstances. In more recent times, we've seen leaders like Nelson Mandela, who, after spending 27 years in prison, emerged not with bitterness, but with a resolve to heal a nation. These examples, spanning across different eras and cultures, demonstrate that unflappability is a timeless virtue, as relevant today as it was centuries ago. But what is the philosophy behind this remarkable trait? At its core, remaining calm under pressure is about understanding the transient nature of our experiences. It's about recognizing that both hardships and joys are passing phases and that our reaction to these phases shapes our journey. This philosophy does not diminish the reality of our experiences, but rather empowers us to respond to them with wisdom and grace. The essence of this philosophy can be distilled into a single concept: equanimity. Equanimity is the ability to maintain composure and clarity of thought in all situations, pleasant or unpleasant. It's about finding an inner balance that remains undisturbed by the highs and lows of life. This balance is not about detachment or indifference. It is about a deep engagement with life, coupled with a serene acceptance of its ever-changing nature. So, how do we develop this calm demeanor, this equanimity? The path to unflappability is both a mental and a practical endeavor. It begins in the mind with the cultivation of certain attitudes and perspectives and manifests through our actions and reactions. One key strategy in developing a calm demeanor is the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment, aware of ourselves and our surroundings without judgment or distraction. By practicing mindfulness, we train ourselves to respond to situations with intention rather than react out of habit. This practice helps us to decouple our immediate emotional responses from our actions, allowing us to choose how we wish to respond. Another vital aspect is the cultivation of emotional intelligence. This involves understanding our emotions, recognizing their impact on our thoughts and behaviors, and learning to manage them effectively. Emotional intelligence enables us to navigate our emotional landscape with skill and grace, ensuring that our emotions serve us rather than control us. Additionally, developing unflappability requires us to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. This perspective shift is crucial. When we view challenges as opportunities, we approach them with curiosity and openness rather than fear and resistance. This shift in perspective transforms the very nature of our experiences, turning potential obstacles into stepping stones. Moreover, the art of unflappability is nurtured through the practice of resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and adversities. It's about building a strong inner foundation that can withstand life's storms. This foundation is built through a combination of self-care, supportive relationships, and a strong sense of purpose. As we delve into these strategies, we begin to weave the fabric of unflappability into our daily lives. It's a gradual process, one that requires patience, persistence, and practice. But the rewards are immeasurable. A calm demeanor not only enhances our ability to cope with stress and adversity, but also enriches our interactions with others and deepens our enjoyment of life's pleasures. In embracing the art of unflappability, we embark on a transformative journey. It's a journey that takes us to the heart of what it means to be human, to face the complexities of life with courage and poise. As we continue on this path, we equip ourselves with the tools and insights to navigate any situation with calmness and clarity. This journey, rich with learning and growth, paves the way for a life of balance, resilience, and profound fulfillment. As we delve into the practicalities of building resilience, it becomes clear that the journey to unflappability is not just a matter of mindset, but also of action. It's about integrating daily habits and practices into our lives that fortify our mental and emotional fortresses. These practices are the tools through which we cultivate mindfulness, enhance our emotional intelligence, and learn to overcome setbacks and failures. The cornerstone of building resilience is the establishment of daily habits. Like the steady rhythm of a drum, these habits provide a consistent beat to our days, offering structure and stability. One such habit is reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on our experiences, to understand our reactions and learn from them, is vital. This reflection can be through journaling, meditation, or simply a few moments of quiet introspection. It allows us to process our thoughts and emotions, gaining clarity and insight. Another crucial habit is self-care. Often overlooked in our busy lives, self-care is the foundation upon which our resilience is built. It encompasses a range of practices from adequate sleep and healthy eating to exercise and relaxation. These practices not only keep our bodies healthy, but also our minds. A healthy body provides a resilient vessel for a resilient mind. Mindfulness, a concept we've touched upon, is another key practice in building resilience. It's about being present in the moment, fully engaged with our current experience. Mindfulness can be cultivated through meditation, but also through simple acts like mindful eating, walking, or listening. It's about bringing our full attention to whatever we're doing, free from distraction and judgment. This practice enhances our awareness, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with intention rather than react out of habit. Emotional intelligence is equally important in building resilience. It involves recognizing and understanding our emotions and those of others. It's about developing empathy, managing our emotions, and navigating social complexities with tact and understanding. Developing emotional intelligence can be as simple as practicing active listening, being open to feedback, and being mindful of our responses in emotional situations. Overcoming setbacks and learning from failures are perhaps the most critical aspects of building resilience. Life, as we know, is not a linear journey of successes. It's punctuated with failures, setbacks, and disappointments. These experiences, while often painful, are invaluable opportunities for growth. They teach us about our strengths and weaknesses, about perseverance and patience. The key is not to avoid failure, but to embrace it as a teacher. History is replete with examples of individuals who exemplified this principle. Consider Thomas Edison, whose countless failed experiments led to groundbreaking inventions, or J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before finding success with Harry Potter. These stories remind us that resilience is not about never falling, but about how we rise after we fall. The philosophy behind remaining calm under pressure and developing a calm demeanor is deeply intertwined with these practical steps. It's a philosophy that values growth, learning, and adaptation. It's about understanding that the winds of life are not something to be feared, but to be navigated with skill and wisdom. In developing these strategies, we begin to weave resilience into the fabric of our being. We start to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to apply our newfound skills. We learn to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, ready to learn from whatever comes our way. As we continue on this journey, let us remember that building resilience is a continuous process. It requires commitment, effort, and patience, but the rewards are immense. A resilient mindset not only equips us to handle life's challenges, but also enriches our experiences, deepens our relationships, and enhances our overall well-being. In embracing these practical steps, we embark on a transformative journey, a journey that takes us to a place of strength, balance, and profound fulfillment. It's a journey that not only prepares us to face the storms of life, but also to enjoy its sunshine. As we move forward, let us carry these practices with us integrating them into our daily lives, and watching as they shape our path towards resilience and unflappability. As we advance on our path towards mastering resilience and unflappability, it becomes imperative to understand the essence of living with grace and strength. This is not just about enduring life's trials, but about thriving amidst them, about facing our days. Not just with fortitude, but with a sense of elegance and poise. Living with grace and strength is akin to being a mighty oak tree in a storm. The winds may howl and the rains may pelt, but the oak stands firm, deeply rooted, yet flexible enough to sway with the winds without breaking. This metaphor embodies the essence of a graceful, resilient life. It's about having a strong foundation, rooted in our values and beliefs, while possessing the flexibility to adapt to the ever-changing circumstances of life. Grace in the face of adversity is not a passive acceptance, but an active stance. It's about facing challenges with dignity, maintaining our composure, and approaching each situation with a sense of calm and assurance. This grace is reflected in our attitude towards life, in the way we treat others, and most importantly, in how we treat ourselves. It's about being kind and compassionate, not just to others, but to our own selves, especially in times of struggle. Strength, on the other hand, is often misconstrued as mere physical or emotional toughness. However, true strength is much more. It's the courage to be vulnerable, the power to be open about our struggles, and the resilience to rise above them. It's the inner fortitude that enables us to face life's uncertainties with a steady heart. The combination of grace and strength is a powerful one. It allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with elegance and endurance. This combination is exemplified by countless individuals in history and contemporary times. Think of the grace and dignity with which leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. led their movements. They faced immense opposition and hardship, yet their approach was always one of nonviolence and dignity. In our times, we see this in people who overcome personal tragedies and use their experiences to help others, turning their pain into a force for good. So how do we cultivate this blend of grace and strength in our own lives? It starts with self-awareness, understanding our strengths and weaknesses, our values and our beliefs. This self-awareness forms the bedrock of our resilience, providing a firm foundation from which to face life's challenges. Another key aspect is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It's a reminder of the good in our lives, even in times of trouble. This shift in perspective is not just psychologically beneficial, but also has tangible effects on our well-being, enhancing our resilience. Emotional regulation plays a crucial role as well. It's about managing our emotions in a way that allows us to respond to situations appropriately. This doesn't mean suppressing our emotions, but understanding them, acknowledging them. This ability to regulate our emotions is a hallmark of both grace and strength. Furthermore, living with grace and strength involves embracing change and uncertainty. It's about understanding that change is the only constant in life and learning to adapt to it. This adaptation is not about losing ourselves to change, but about growing with it, evolving our thoughts, beliefs, and actions as our circumstances evolve. Moreover, cultivating a sense of purpose is vital. A life lived with purpose is a life lived with clarity and focus. Our purpose acts as a compass, guiding us through life's storms, keeping us anchored in our principles and motivated in our pursuits. As we integrate these practices into our lives, we begin to embody the essence of living with grace and strength. We become like the oak tree, deeply rooted yet flexible, enduring yet beautiful. This way of living not only enables us to face life's challenges, but also enriches our experiences, deepening our connections with others, and enhancing our overall sense of fulfillment. Today, I want to share with you One key lesson that has the power to transform your life. Imagine, if you will, a young musician filled with dreams of grandeur stepping into the bustling, unforgiving world of music. He had talent, a touch of genius on the guitar, and a voice that could soothe the weariest of hearts. But in this whirlwind of creativity and noise, he found himself ensnared in a web of distractions. Social gatherings, endless rehearsals with no real direction, and the allure of fleeting pleasures that the city nightlife offered. His focus, split amongst these diversions, led to forgotten lyrics and melodies that never reached fruition. Now, why do I share this story with you today? Because, my friends, it speaks to a truth we all face in our journey through life. In our world, brimming with distractions, the art of maintaining an unwavering focus is more critical than ever. Today I stand before you to talk about not just holding on to that focus, but nurturing it, cultivating it until it becomes as natural as breathing. You see, to live a life of intention, a life where each day is a step towards the fulfillment of your dreams, requires more than just ambition. It demands a focus so strong, so unbreakable, that the chaos of the world fades away, leaving only you and your path forward. This isn't just about achieving professional success or personal milestones. It's about taking proactive control of your life and time. How many of you have found yourselves at the end of a day wondering, what have I truly accomplished? It's a common plight, one that gnaws at the essence of our potential. But how, you might ask, can one cultivate such focus in an age where our attention is pulled in 1,000 different directions? The answer lies not in the extraordinary, but in the simplicity of our daily choices. It's in saying no to the fourth social gathering of the week, recognizing that your time could be better spent refining your craft or nurturing your personal growth. It's in choosing to turn off the notifications on your phone for a few hours each day, giving your mind the space to delve into the deep work that your goals demand. I urge you to reflect on your daily habits, on the multitude of small decisions you make, often subconsciously, that dictate the flow of your day. Are they serving your ultimate purpose, or are they distractions masquerading as obligations? The journey to unwavering focus starts with acknowledging these moments, with making a conscious choice to prioritize your time and energy towards what truly matters. Now, let's not mistake this focus for rigidity. Life is unpredictable, filled with genuine joys and unforeseen challenges that deserve our attention. The focus I speak of is fluid, adaptable. It allows us to navigate through life's surprises with grace, ensuring that we remain steadfast in our pursuits without losing the essence of what makes life truly enriching. As we venture forward, let us carry with us the story of the young musician who, once lost in the cacophony of distractions, found his melody by embracing the silence, by focusing on the strings of his guitar and the voice within him that yearned to sing. His journey from chaos to harmony is a testament to the transformative power of focus, a reminder that no matter the distractions that life may throw our way, our dreams are always within reach if we choose to focus, truly focus, on making them a reality. So I ask you as you leave here today to take a moment to consider, what is your guitar? What melody lies within you, waiting to be heard? And what distractions are you willing to set aside to let that melody soar? The path to an unwavering focus is yours to tread, and I have no doubt that it will lead you to the realization of your most cherished dreams. In the tapestry of life, it's our focus that colors the threads, weaving the patterns of our destiny with each choice and action. Focus, my friends, is not merely a matter of concentration. It's about embracing a vision that guides your steps, even when the path ahead is shrouded in mist. This deeper, unwavering focus is the compass that directs us not only toward our goals, but shapes the very journey we embark upon, influencing each decision, each crossroad we encounter. Let me ask you, what does focus mean to you? Is it the ability to complete a task without succumbing to the allure of distractions? Or is it something more profound? True focus the kind that fosters personal growth and paves the road to success, is an unshakable commitment to your values and dreams. It's the inner clarity that silences the noise of the world, allowing you to hear your own voice, guiding you towards your destiny. History is replete with tales of individuals whose focus has carved their names into the annals of time. Consider the story of Thomas Edison, whose relentless pursuit of innovation led to the creation of the light bulb. Despite thousands of failures, his focus never wavered, his vision never dimmed. Or take the tale of Amelia Earhart, who, with unwavering focus, shattered the glass ceilings of her time to soar across the Atlantic, paving the skyways for the women who would follow. These stories are not just remnants of the past. They are beacons illuminating the power of focused effort. Edison's focus was not just on solving a problem, but on transforming the very way we live. Earhart's focus went beyond flying. It was about redefining possibilities, about flying in the face of conventions and reaching for the stars. Their focus was their legacy, and their achievements are testaments to the transformative power of a vision held steadfast. Let me weave you a story from the fabric of our era. Picture a young entrepreneur fueled by a vision to change the world through technology. Every day, he sits in a modest office, the world outside buzzing with skeptics. They say his ideas are too ambitious, the obstacles too great. Yet his focus remains unshaken. With each setback, his resolve strengthens. Today, his technology connects millions worldwide, turning his once distant dream into our everyday reality. This entrepreneur, like Edison and Earhart, teaches us that focus is the foundation upon which empires are built and dreams are realized. But how, you may ask, can we cultivate this unwavering focus in our own lives? It begins with clarity of vision. Ask yourself, what is it that you truly seek? Is it the pursuit of happiness, the quest for knowledge, or the desire to make a mark on the world? Define your vision, hold it close, and let it guide your actions. Next, embrace discipline. Focus is not born out of fleeting inspiration, but forged in the fires of daily discipline. It's about making choices that align with your goals, even when they're the harder path to tread. Remember, the oak tree's strength is not in its leaves, but in its roots, anchoring it against the fiercest storms. Lastly, nurture resilience. The journey towards your dreams is fraught with challenges, each one an opportunity to strengthen your focus. Like the river that carves through stone, not by force, but by persistence, your resilience will shape the path to your goals. As we navigate the complexities of our lives, let us take inspiration from those who've walked before us. Let the stories remind us that with focus, no dream is too distant, no goal too lofty. Let us hold our focus as the beacon that guides us through the darkest nights towards the dawn of our greatest achievements. In this whirlwind of existence we call modern life, distractions abound, lurking in every corner, waiting to steal our most precious commodity. It's as if we're standing in the middle of a flea market with hawkers on every side vying for our attention, except in this market the currency is not coins, but our potential, our time, and ultimately our well-being. Let's pull back the curtain on these distractions, shall we? First, there's technology, a double-edged sword if there ever was one. It promises to connect us, to make our lives easier, and yet how often do we find ourselves lost in the labyrinth of the internet, mindlessly scrolling through social media, our original intentions forgotten? Then there's the siren call of multitasking, which whispers seductively in our ears about efficiency and productivity, but in reality scatters our thoughts like leaves in the wind, leaving us feeling more frazzled than fulfilled. And let's not overlook the emotional triggers, those moments of boredom, stress, or loneliness that so often find us reaching for our phones or some other distraction as a salve, however temporary it might be. These triggers, these distractions, they dilute our focus. Yes, but more than that, they dilute our very essence, our potential to create, to achieve, to connect in meaningful ways. Consider the cost of these distractions, not just in missed deadlines or decreased productivity, but in missed opportunities for growth, for joy, for life. How many sunsets have we missed because our eyes were glued to screens? How many conversations went unheard, moments unshared, because we were too busy chasing the ephemeral satisfaction of likes and follows? This is the true cost of distraction. A life lived in the shallows, potential unmet, dreams unrealized. But here's the thing, my friends. We are not powerless in the face of these distractions. No, we have within us the ability to choose, to decide where we direct our focus, our energy, our time. It starts with awareness, recognizing the distractions for what they are, acknowledging their pull without allowing them to dictate our actions. From awareness comes action. Set boundaries with technology. Designate times to check emails or social media and stick to them. Embrace the art of single tasking, doing one thing at a time fully, completely. And when those emotional triggers arise, as they inevitably will, meet them not with distraction, but with presence. Take a walk, meditate, connect with a friend, not through a screen, but in the real, breathtakingly beautiful world. And perhaps most importantly, cultivate curiosity about your own life. Become a student of your own experiences, asking, what truly brings me joy? What am I passionate about? What do I want to achieve? And then, what steps can I take today, however small, to bring me closer to those dreams? For it is in these questions and in the actions we take in response to them that we find the antidote to distraction. So, as we navigate the tumultuous seas of modern life, let us not be ships adrift, carried hither and thither by the currents of distraction. Instead, let us be the captains of our own ships, setting our sails with purpose, steering our course with focus towards the shores of our greatest dreams and aspirations. Let us choose every day to live not in the shallows, but in the deep, rich waters of life, where true fulfillment lies. Remember, the power to focus, to truly focus, is within each of us. It's a choice, a commitment, a way of being in the world. And when we choose focus, when we choose to engage deeply with our lives and our dreams, there's no limit to what we can achieve. So, let us choose wisely, my friends. Let us choose focus. In the garden of our lives, focus is the sunlight that nurtures our dreams, turning them from seeds into flourishing blooms. But just as a garden requires the gardener's attentive care, so too does our focus demand our nurturing. Today, let's walk together through the garden, and I'll share some tools and techniques to help you cultivate an unbreakable focus. The first tool in our garden is the art of setting clear goals. Imagine each goal as a seed you plant in the earth. These seeds are your dreams, your aspirations, and they need clear definition to grow. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? But don't stop there. Ask, why is this important to me? This why will be the rain that nourishes your seed, giving it a reason to break through the soil and seek the sunlight. Now consider the act of prioritizing tasks as pruning your garden. Not all plants can or should flourish. Some sap strength from others. Identify your most vital goals and give them space to grow. This means sometimes saying no to opportunities or tasks that do not align with your garden's layout. It's in choosing what we give our attention to that our garden. Our life begins to take shape. Creating a conducive environment is akin to choosing the right spot for your garden. Just as plants need the right balance of sun and shade, we need environments that encourage focus. This might mean a quiet room for deep work, or perhaps for you, it means a bustling cafe where the energy of life around you fuels your creativity. Know your garden's needs and create, or seek out, environments that meet them. Practicing mindfulness is the soil where your focus will root. In a world buzzing with distractions, mindfulness anchors us in the now, in the task at hand. It's about being fully present with your work, with your family, with yourself, whether it's through meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to truly listen to someone. Mindfulness strengthens the connection between our actions and our intentions. Now let's talk about the trellis that supports all this growth, discipline, and habit formation. Discipline is the structure, the daily practice of turning towards our work, even when inspiration wanes. It's showing up for your dreams, day after day, trusting that the water and sunlight you're providing will eventually lead to growth. Forming habits that support focused work and living is akin to laying down a path through your garden. These habits guide your way, making it easier to navigate towards your goals. Start small. Perhaps it begins with waking up just a little earlier each day to dedicate time to your most important project. Or maybe it's as simple as starting each day by writing down your top 3 priorities. But how, you might ask, do we turn these practices into habits? The key lies in consistency and reward. Each time you engage in a focus-enhancing activity, you're laying down a stepping stone on your path. And each time you successfully complete a task or adhere to your set boundaries, take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate your progress. These rewards, whether they're a moment of gratitude or a small treat, reinforce the habit loop in our brains, making it easier to continue these behaviors. Remember, cultivating focus is not a one-day job, nor is it an easy task. It requires patience, persistence, and most importantly, forgiveness. There will be days when the weeds seem to overrun the garden, when distractions pull us from our path. It's in these moments that we must be gentle with ourselves, acknowledging the setback but not allowing it to define our journey. As we stand here in the garden of our making, surrounded by the goals we've planted, the habits we've nurtured, and the discipline that structures our days, know that you are the master gardener of your life. With each focused action, you're not only bringing your dreams to fruition, but you're also creating a legacy, a garden that will inspire others to cultivate their own. So, let us take up our gardening tools with renewed purpose. Let us nurture our focus with the same care we would give to the most delicate of blooms. For in this focus, in this deliberate, loving attention to our dreams and goals, lies the power to transform not just our lives, but the world itself. Let's make our gardens a testament to the strength of our focus, the depth of our dreams, and the unyielding resilience of the human spirit. In the canvas of life, time is the paint we use to create a masterpiece. How we manage this paint, how we apply each stroke, determines the beauty and the depth of our creation. Imagine if we approached each day with this artist's mindset, viewing our time as the precious medium through which we craft our lives. Today I want to guide you through the art of time management, not merely as a method of getting things done, but as a way of designing a life that resonates with our deepest aspirations. Let's start with a simple truth. Each of us has the same 24 hours in a day, yet how we utilize these hours makes all the difference. Effective time management begins with prioritization. Think of your daily task as a set of jars. Some are large, filled with the big dreams and goals you're working toward. Others are small, representing the day-to-day necessities. If you start by filling your day with sand, those minute tasks and distractions, you'll have no room for the larger rocks. But if you place the big rocks first, you'll find you can fit in the smaller ones around them. This is the essence of prioritizing. Focusing first on what truly matters, ensuring that your most significant goals are given the space they deserve in your life. Now consider the power of the word. No. In a world that praises the busy, saying, "Oh," becomes an act of courage. It's about protecting your time, recognizing that each yeses to something inconsequential is to something monumental. Remember, every commitment you make is a stroke of paint on your canvas. Make sure each one contributes to the masterpiece you're aiming to create. Another technique is batching, grouping similar tasks together to maximize efficiency and focus. Batching turns chaos into order, allowing you to concentrate fully on the task at hand without the mental clutter of constantly switching gears. Imagine dedicating specific blocks of time for emails, calls, or creative work. This isn't just about productivity. It's about creating a rhythm to your day that supports your overall well-being. But what about the unexpected? The interruptions that invariably seep into our carefully planned schedules. Here's where the art of flexibility comes in. While structure is vital, so too is the ability to adapt. The unexpected isn't always a distraction. Sometimes it's an opportunity, a splash of the unexpected color that adds depth to our painting. Embrace it, learn from it, and then gently steer yourself back to the course you've set. Now, let's shift our focus from managing time to designing life. Designing your life intentionally is about more than just time management. It's about aligning your daily actions with your core values and long-term vision. It starts with clarity, knowing what you want your life to stand for, understanding your purpose, and recognizing the legacy you wish to leave. This clarity acts as your North Star, guiding your decisions, your focus, and ultimately your time. Designing your life intentionally also means embracing the power of reflection. Regularly take a step back to assess your path. Are your actions still aligned with your goals? Have your priorities shifted? Life is a dynamic, ever-evolving painting, and what mattered yesterday may not hold the same weight today. This reflective practice ensures that your time, your most precious resource, is always invested in pursuits that resonate with your deepest self. In this journey of life design, remember that perfection is an illusion. There will be days when the paint goes outside the lines, when tasks pile up, and your focus wavers. In these moments, kindness becomes your greatest ally. Be kind to yourself, acknowledging your humanity, and then gently realign your actions with your intentions. As we conclude our time together today, I invite you to envision the masterpiece you wish to create with your life. Imagine each stroke of paint, each choice, each moment of focus contributing to this beautiful creation. Remember, you are the artist of your life. With effective time management and intentional life design, there is no vision too vast, no dream too daring. So, take up your brush with conviction. Let your focus be steady, your actions deliberate, and your heart open to the boundless possibilities that await. For in this beautiful, messy, and extraordinary process of creation, we find not only the life we dream of, but the person we are meant to become.